Israelites are tired of waiting. Rashi theorizes that before he went up to meet God on the mountain, Moses told the people he'd be back in 40 days. The people, though, count the day that he went up the mountain as day one, which Moses did not attend. The people are impatient and despair of his returning without even waiting one extra day. The consequences of the Israelites' impatience are grave. They gather to confront Aaron, Moses' brother, demanding that he make a god for them. Aaron obliges, casting a molten calf, which the Israelites encircle in festive worship. God is wrought up with anger, threatening to kill all the idolatrous Israelites, that is, everyone except Moses. Moses, too, is enraged, flinging the tablets of the commandments to the ground as soon as he sees Israelites rejoicing around the golden calf. While Moses talks God out of the most severe punishment, and God eventually forgives most of the people and offers a second set of tablets, the sin is treated as heinous. Moses took the calf they'd made and burned it. He ground it into powder and strewed it upon the water, and so made the Israelites drink it. And God sent a plague upon the people for what they did with the calf that Aaron had made. The Israelite sin is often derided as shocking faithlessness. After all, they had recently witnessed the 10 plagues and the parting of the sea. Should Moses' apparent delay in coming down from the mountain send them into despair that can be addressed only by idolatrous ecstasy? Wishing to extend more mercy to Israelites than God and Moses can muster in the moment, we may note that Moses has left them with no instructions about how to serve God in his absence. Up on the mountain, meanwhile, Moses has received blueprints for the construction of a tabernacle, the portable shrine where the Israelites will worship God throughout their desert wanderings. But the people don't know that yet. God has commanded Moses, "Let them build me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them." Note that God does not suggest that the divine presence will live in the sanctuary, but instead among the Israelites, contingent on their building the tabernacle. The tabernacle itself is not to be worshipped. It is not an idol. Its sacred function is to gather the people in service to God, inviting the divine presence to inspire them. Unlike the Israelites who build the golden calf, we at Congregation B'nai Israel are blessed with a magnificent sanctuary. Two, in fact. Architects and artisans worthy of their biblical predecessors have created sacred spaces with compelling imagery and materials that inspire us whenever we gather there. I officiated in those spaces for nearly 7 years before the pandemic forced us online. Some of you had worshiped in our sanctuary and chapel for 45 years by last spring. If you're like me, even after many years, you continue to notice nuances of the extraordinary way that the sanctuary arch doors and tapestry interact to reinforce images of the tablets of the commandments. Our worship there is enhanced by the majestic windows, opening us up to the natural world as the seasons change, and evocatively turning into mirrors at night, inviting us to look inside our souls. Like the ancient Israelites waiting for Moses, we wonder when we will be able to return to our sanctuary, to our chapel. Those sacred spaces are holy to us, and nothing can replace them. We even miss the crows. The difference between those ancient Israelites and us is that we've been more patient, or at least we have behaved as if we were patient, logging on to Zoom each week to join in worship, seeking and finding meaning in the time we set aside to join our community in prayer. We have not built a golden calf. Instead, we have constructed an alternative sacred space, gathering in cyberspace with kavanah, the intention to direct our hearts in prayer together. Perhaps we should not be surprised. Our temple, sanctuary, and chapel fulfill their mission even when we are unable to gather inside them together. Having built a sanctuary to God, God responds by dwelling among us wherever we are. Rabbi Mona Alfie shares the words of Rabbi Mordechai Kaplan, who emphasizes the importance of assembling in community. The presence of the multitude in public worship creates an atmosphere that profoundly influences the individual participant. It stirs up emotions of gratitude and confidence that one could not experience in isolation. Reflecting on Kaplan's words, Rabbi Ron Siegel asks, can a multitude comprised of silent individuals, visible in small boxes filling our computer screens, still engender an atmosphere rich with emotion, gratitude, and confidence? His answer is a conditional yes, that we can achieve what Kaplan envisions, even via Zoom, when individuals actively engage and participate in the worship, and not simply log on to check a box or listen passively while trying to work simultaneously on other tasks. Mordechai Kaplan could not have imagined a group of Jewish worshipers coming together in cyberspace, each from their own homes. Still, we have proved him right. If we can direct our attention to the words and the music, the songs and the prayers, we may draw inspiration from the presence of all who worship with us. The isolation that many of us feel so acutely during this pandemic is assuaged by our community gathering for Shabbat. We are, in these moments together on Zoom, no longer isolated, but in community. Kaplan's contemporary, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, argued that Shabbat and our holy days are our sanctuaries. Writing, Judaism teaches us to be attached to holiness in time, to learn how to consecrate sanctuaries that emerge from the magnificent stream of the year. The Sabbaths are our cathedrals, and our Holy of Holies is a shrine that neither the Romans nor the Germans were able to burn. We might add that even the global pandemic, which has robbed us of being together in person in our cherished synagogue home, has not destroyed our sanctuary of Shabbat, extinguished our ability to worship together, nor taken away God's power to dwell among us when we gather for sacred service. Our task is to be more patient than those ancient Israelites, who turned to idolatry when Moses was delayed by mere hours. Our duty is to remain focused on our holy endeavors, despite the distractions that tempt us when worshiping from home. Our challenge is to continue to draw spiritual sustenance from the physical sanctuary to which we eagerly anticipate returning when the pandemic subsides. Then each of us may be a sanctuary for ourselves and for one another as we sustain our community and our faith together, however we gather. Amen.